I wrote lines that I thought were good, and then they just made me look like a fool. And I said, I'll take it. And you laughed, and I said, thank God that they were in this movie. So I think the best thing you can do as a director is surround yourself with people who are talented.
Sally, what was the movie you were nominated for an Oscar for?
Anna.
Fucking
So I remember the day that we were upstairs in that bedroom and we were shooting like a turntable kind of camera thing with a lot of lighting effects. And you did the effect where you were kind of hurt by the spirit and screaming. And you looked at Ricky and it was a brilliant performance. You looked right at him and you go, I did that for you because you watched Anna. You remember that? That was amazing.
He wrote a piece of paper, and what did you say? You said you were a genius or something, and I said sign it. You put Ricky Bates Jr. and I framed it. It's on my wall.
I hired you because you're a genius.
No, you're the genius. Is he not a genius?
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I swear to you, I'm an idiot.
Mr. Ray Wise, what do you have to say?
Oh, not much. I pretty much said everything I had to say in that film. I based that character on my father, oddly enough. But my father was a great guy. Don't get me wrong. But you know he was of that generation, the World War II generation, and he had certain prejudices, and I just embellished them. And then Ricky let me have my head, and we had a great time. But I thank my dad for that performance. He passed in 2007 at the age of almost 89. He was a World War II vet and a hero and my hero and all that kind of stuff. But so I used him and I have never in my career ever parted my hair. It's always been like straight back, and the hairline gets a little higher as the years go on. But I still have a lot of hair. But Ricky made me part it, and as soon as the part went in, there was my dad. I saw it, and it was really strange and wonderful all at the same time. So I had a great time making the film, and I think it's pretty amazing what these gentlemen did with not that much. Oh, Dylan. Yeah, Dylan Lewis, our producer. Great. Who got that great, is that a Continental? Yeah. He found that, and he brought that to the movie, and I wanted it, but he said he wanted to keep it, so, and I think you still have that garbage,
Yeah. He'd probably change his mind now, dude.
These guys made a movie for not very much money. Really, and I would shudder to think what would happen if you gave Ricky and Dylan, like $4 or $5 million. I don't know what would happen, but I think it would be something really great. And this guy over here, wonderful. Wonderful, mean bastard, bully. He was the epitome of everyone I ever hated in high school. And he did a fantastic job. Go.
Right on, yeah. I had played a lot of these bullies, but I had never brought the bullying character to a comedy, and I'd never really been called to do so. So for Scott David and for Richard and Dylan to have the confidence in me and to give me the validation to let me know that I can do comedy, and I'm very grateful for that, and I'm glad I'm happy how it turned out. So.
Mm-hmm. Right. Do we have any questions?
How the hell do you begin to write a script like that? The one-liner, quick.
Well, is Mark Bruner here? We should bring Mark Bruner down too.
Yeah,
Mark!
Now, Bruner is actually very nice. So Mark, I went through it, as a director does, he gives his notes and blah, 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 blah. I was the dialogue guy. I did the dialogue. Mark did all the fucking pain-in-the-ass structure work that is a nightmare. And that guy goes in some. You know, I got to write the witty quips and like, the weird toenail scenes, all right? But Mark put all the work into it that actually made this a movie, and he does not get credit for it, and he's fucking awesome. So, Mark, thank you so much.
Yay, Mark!
How do you get it made? I still have no idea how I'm even, like, allowed to do anything. So you're asking the wrong guy. Have someone else answer that. Anyone want to take that? Lucas, you're good at talking.
Wait, what was the question?
How'd you get it made?
How do you get it made?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I want to say,
Here's the
tonight,
fucking
hey,
Yeah, it sounded like
Yeah, give it to Dylan.
I think, you know, Roger Corman, I met him when I was like 20, and he became a mentor, and he taught me about casting and producing, directing, acting. And he used to say, to be a great director, there's two things, casting and editing. And Scott David, who cast this, I don't know if you know, he cast Criminal Minds, thus we have Matthew Goodwin. All right. I got to be in Criminal Minds. Any of you see me star in Criminal Minds? I played the diva.
I was in that too. I was in Criminal Minds.
Right, we were all in
Yeah,
Criminal Minds. Scott David is such a master of casting. I think that every single role in this movie was just perfect. So that's one of the ways you get a movie made, is, yeah, Dylan will take over.
Yeah, let him, and also just before, I'm going to hand it right over, but Yvonne.
Well, and as you know, it's casting and editing, and we've got Yvonne Valdez here, who edited this
my
with
boss.
was former boss of Ricky.
I used to get coffee for her, and I still, if you make these movies, I still get coffee for her. And she did. She fired. She was editing I was a PA on a Bruckheimer movie. She was doing it, and I was pretty not into that fucking thing. And they were about to let me go, but I quit just before. It still hurts my fucking heart that they told me after I quit that they were going to fire me. Well, you know, you did that. And then I called her. Thank you. Yvonne, come down here, please. Come on, you made my entire life happen. She's literally like my second mom, and she's way too young to be my second mom. And it's just so fucking talented.
So, I mean, one thing that is a credit to Ricky and Dylan and everyone else on this film is we shot this film in 18 days, which was a heart attack every fucking day. You know, and the good part about it is you work. You know, you think you're a total weirdo, and then you hang out with Ricky Bates, and then you realize you're a fucking amateur at being a weirdo. You know, and you have cast members like these guys that show up every day, know their lines, know their characters, and have a great crew. I'm just going to shout out, I know a bunch of my camera crews here today. I just want them to stand up so we can clap for them
Yes,
for 1
please.
minute. They did a great job. Nicole's there, Lonnie Wasserman are right there. I know Andrew refused to stand up, but that's my team. I just want to give them a shout out for a second, and love those guys.
How did you get the film made?
Well, Steve Ansel, who's the co-editor, who's not here, he's in Budapest working on a film. And our assistant, Zach, who I'll make stand up
Zach,
too.
stand up. Zach is scared of people, but he is such a sweetheart.
Yes.
Zach, stand up.
Zach and Steve did a majority of the visual effects, which we did all on After Effects by ourselves with
No special
help.
effects department. Zero.
And so you ask how you can make a movie on this budget. You have people who know how to do things and basically go on Google and Google how to do something and figure it out.
Yeah.
We were also very fortunate to have friends over the years that we made in filmmaking. Pivotal Post was really helpful in helping us with equipment, and you know, it's like you pull in a lot of favors, and that's pretty much how you get a movie on this budget done, and you just figure it out. There's always a way to figure it out. And the key also is decision making. A lot of films drag on forever because nobody wants to make a decision, but we have no money, so we can't drag on forever, so we have to make a decision. Some are good, some are bad, but you live with them, and I think we came out with a pretty good product overall, considering.
I'll add one thing to that, which is find a producer that really believes in you. And I've known Ricky since NYU. I didn't go to Tisch, but I had a lot of friends in Tisch, and I thought he was one of 2 or 3 kids in Tisch that I met that had any talent. And he made a short film his senior year called Excision. And I loved it. And when we reconnected a couple years after school, and he said, I've been trying to make this thing into a feature and haven't been able to, I came on board to help. And he turned out to be even better than my wildest dreams. And so we took that to Sundance, we sold it, it was a fabulous experience. And then we got to work on making this, which we found equally as hard to do. But I believed in him. It was a paltry budget, but I paid for it. So I apologize, I couldn't have spent more. But you know, he's I could not be prouder of him and could not be more excited to see what he continues to do. And the way he works with the actors, and the actors he selects, and the scripts he writes, it's all top quality. And I can't wait to see what you do with more money. It'll be very exciting.
Is there any more questions? In the back?
The film looked like it was really fun to make. I mean, did the comedy continue behind the scenes? And Ray, I hope you've recovered from your boner injury, my friend.
What did you say?
Did the comedy continue behind the scenes?
Oh, have I recovered from my boner injury? Yeah, that was a very strange scene. I've never been called upon to do anything quite like that. And they had a weird contraption inside the crotch of my pants. No, it was not real. No, it was not real. Although it could have been. Never mistaken for not could have been. But no, it was a silly contraption that snapped in two at the proper moment, and it was very, very strange, but I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, and I'm glad maybe you liked it a little bit too. I don't know.
I think they all loved it. Can we please clap for
Ray, there were lots of creative decisions about how much of a boner snap we should have.
I know, and yeah, it was. The length of it.
Like how long it went.
Yeah, and this was something that we deliberated over for a good half an hour, 45 minutes, I think.
Actually,
About the length of it, and we finally came to a decision that it should be the proper length for what we feel this guy is capable of. And I think it fit.
Jonathan, you still have a
No, I
question?
wasn't shortchanged.
Ricky, what do you got going on next?
Oh, like, I'm as confused as you guys are, but I got a studio movie. So I'm doing a Universal movie that I think I can make really funny and fun, like a horror comedy. And someone like way cooler than me believed in me and hired me. And then I also actually just in the last 2 weeks I finished a script. I'm like really pretty decent at the working, but then there's this in-between part of life. Like I don't have that figured out. Like Noel's trying to teach me, but I can't get that down. So I try and work as much as possible. So I wrote this other thing, and it looks like I might get to shoot it right after. And it's like a little bit darker, more like Excision, just like all my crazy fucking things. Like 4 actors in 2 locations. So and I got I think some cool people in it. But yeah, I mean, it looks like hopefully I'll make 2 movies you guys enjoy next year, and hopefully they'll all be in it. I'm still just like so shocked I get to do this. Like I used to just dream, like literally just dream of, like I used to watch trailers on Apple.com or any trailers like every day and just imagine I directed that movie. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then I made one. I'm the luckiest fucking idiot in the world, dude, and I don't know how this happened. So thank you.
That will be our last question. There's another movie coming in. Do you still have a question?
Yeah, it was related. When you had to do, Ray, the parade, did you practice different screams? Was it something you were like, how would I really scream? Like,
You know what? I just imagined
too, actually. I'm very interested in this.
I really, I imagine in my mind, my boner breaking. That's all it takes. If you can concentrate and if you can imagine it, that's all that it takes. And the scream that comes out will be the proper.
Ray Wise!
Ray White.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Suburban Gothic.
Thank you.